Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury are set to fight tomorrow. These guys came in at a combined weight of over 500 pounds. Now, the weigh-in, obviously at the weigh-in, these guys showed a lot of respect to each other. But this is my concern going into this fight. Okay, you can say that a lot of people are saying, right, and I'm starting to kind of see what they're saying, that Tyson Fury did not take Dillian Whyte lightly. A lot of people are also saying that Tyson Fury is worried about Dillian Whyte's power. I'm starting to believe that. A lot of people are saying that Dillian Whyte has what it takes to beat Tyson Fury. I'm starting to believe that. So let me stop there and start to expound, okay? The first thing I'm going to address is Tyson Fury not taking Dillian Whyte seriously or taking him seriously. Listen, Tyson Fury is taking Dillian Whyte serious. I'm going to tell you this, and the reason why I believe that is because Tyson Fury showed up to the fight, to the weigh-in, lighter than what he weighed for Deontay Wilder. Now, the thing is this: why in the world would he want to change anything as far as his training regimen and his approach to the fight that he used for Deontay Wilder? Could Dillian Whyte be that much of a threat that Tyson Fury feels he has to be extremely light so he can be more agile, move around the ring, avoid the big Dillian Whyte left hook? Okay. Now I say, let me make this correction right here real quick. I think Tyson Fury wins, but I think that Tyson Fury is a bit concerned. I honestly feel he's a bit concerned. Now, the next thing is people saying Dillian Whyte has a chance to win. Now, I'm concerned about Tyson Fury going into this fight with Dillian Whyte, and I think Tyson Fury is concerned too. The reason why, they've had rounds and rounds and rounds of sparring. When you spar with somebody, there's things you learn about them. Tyson Fury has to know who's the strongest of the two. Tyson Fury has to know who punches the hardest out the two. Tyson Fury has to know who's the meanest of the two. And Tyson Fury has to know who has it in him to find a way to win out the two. And I think that's why he showed up at such a lightweight, why they're more or less exchanging pleasantries as well. And I also feel, right, this is something else. There was a conversation where Dillian Whyte doesn't care about the friendship when they get in the ring. I would say, I don't know if I agree with that, but what I will say is, it seems to me that Tyson Fury would get in the ring to fight Dillian Whyte and be more respectful and show more sportsmanship than Dillian Whyte would show to him in the heat of battle. I honestly feel, if, let's use what happened, everybody's still fresh on your mind, so I'm going to talk about it. When Ugas, say what you want, when he hurt Earl Spence and had Earl Spence against the ropes, and Ugas just stepped back, kind of admiring his work, but also showing up to me a little bit too much sportsmanship, I honestly feel he let the fight go. When it comes to Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte, if Tyson Fury goes looking for a mouthpiece, if he trips, if Dillian Whyte hits him and Tyson Fury is out on his feet, standing up looking crazy, like how Luis Ortiz did, what's the jackass? Charles Martin. Dillian Whyte's not going to care about friendship, sportsmanship. Dillian Whyte is going to try to hurt Tyson Fury, maximum violence, rude boy style. You better believe me. I do not think Tyson Fury would act like that. I think if he dazes Dillian Whyte and Dillian Whyte's out on his feet, Tyson Fury's going to motion to the ref for the ref to come and stop the fight. If the ref doesn't, then Tyson Fury will proceed. However, I do feel, as far as a puncher's chance, the person who's more than likely going to get stood up from a punch will be Tyson Fury. I say that because I was looking at the reach on Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. People, look, Dillian Whyte can't reach it. While I'm talking, I'm going to do it. Dillian Whyte's reach is almost the same as Tyson Fury's. You see the arms on him, man? Dillian Whyte's reach is crazy. Dillian Whyte's reach has to be the same as Tyson Fury. Has to be the same. So Dillian Whyte has a 78-inch reach, and Tyson Fury must be around, his reach must be about, it's 85. So there's a difference of 6 inches. And that's a lot. But damn, when they were standing up on stage, the reach looked pretty close. It didn't look to be that much of a difference. But Tyson Fury, he's 6'9", so he has the wingspan of a colossal raptor. So it is what it is. But going forward, I know for a fact that Tyson Fury, well, let me rephrase. I know for a fact Tyson Fury dropped all of that weight because he wanted to be light on his feet and not box Dillian Whyte, get the big right hand behind it, fall in on him with the forearm in his chest or in his face and let the shots go. But he's going to have to fight that battle, frustrate Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte will get frustrated and just get anxious and jump in with something wild. And that's when Tyson Fury, who has that reach and that long strike, can just step back, counter him, and I think we're going to see a knockdown. Dillian Whyte has a chance. People are going to, look, Dillian Whyte has a chance. Tyson Fury in interviews keeps talking about the Dillian Whyte left hook that can put down a bull. There's a reason why he's saying that. Because he sparred Dillian Whyte and he knows Dillian Whyte's power all too familiar. Dillian Whyte has the power to change the fight and knock Tyson Fury out. I'm not rooting for either one of these guys. I'm rooting for boxing. But what a story. We know Tyson Fury's story. But if I was to pick someone who I'd want to win based on their story, I'd pick Dillian Whyte. Because the man's story is just amazing. You know, surviving on the streets out there in Jamaica, man, 13-year-old having a child, stabbed 3 times, sutured up his own wounds, got shot multiple times, took the bullets out himself. He's not supposed to be in the position he's in. He's not supposed to be here. And then that whole 5-year struggle of trying to get a fight for the WBC title, the man has the story. Now, Tyson Fury has a story too, but I think he's kind of got the reward, the accolades, and the adoration over the last few years since he returned and lost all the weight and fought addiction. His time is over. It's time for Tyson Fury, like he has been doing, to keep helping people outside the ring by sharing his story, being a role model and a motivator. But it's Dillian Whyte's time to get his recognition, get his adoration, and get his rewards. He's earned it. It's his time. That being said, who's going to win the fight? I think this is Tyson Fury's fight to win if he just comes and does what Tyson Fury does. There's a reason why he's weighing in lighter than he weighed in for Wilder. It tells me that, you know, you got to change your approach, change your strategy with each opponent. But it tells me that he doesn't want to stand there and exchange with Whyte. I think he knew, and this is the thing, people just say, oh, because of Dillian Whyte's power. No, Tyson Fury can't afford to stand there and exchange with the man with the shorter punches who can fight on the inside. Deontay Wilder couldn't fight on the inside. That's why Tyson Fury chose to walk him down and get on the inside and let shots go. Tyson Fury was able to just shoot that uppercut all over and over on Dillian Wilder, on Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder didn't know what he was doing when he got on the inside. He'd get hit an uppercut, Deontay Wilder get hit with a right hook, then Deontay Wilder would just punch Tyson Fury in the back of the head, just almost to show the judges that, you know, hey, oh, I hit him too. But it was not effective. Tyson Fury knew what to do. But with Dillian Whyte, Tyson Fury can't be on the inside trying to throw a short uppercut, trying to fight that fight, because Dillian Whyte his whole style is really getting close to you on the inside and letting short shots go. And he does that very well. Yeah, Dillian Whyte looks a bit uncoordinated, a little bit awkward, almost like a heavyweight Rolly Romero. But his style works for him, has proven to be highly effective. So that is why Tyson Fury is changing his approach. He can't walk him down and look for the big knockout like he did Deontay Wilder, because Dillian Whyte can fight on the inside, and that's what he wants. He wants Tyson Fury to get close. Deontay Wilder could not fight on the inside. His reach was about the same as Tyson Fury's, and he struggled with that. Deontay Wilder is the kind of guy that has to keep you at a distance, use that long jab, and shoot that long totem pole type right hand down the chute, straight punch, and get you out of there. Dillian Whyte doesn't have a 1-2 combination. Dillian Whyte can't sit on the outside, jab, and then throw that blinding right hand like Deontay Wilder, which comes out like a damn whip and catch you on the end of that punch and put you in short fuse you. That's not Dillian Whyte's style. So that explains why Tyson Fury chose to lose the weight. What his strategy is going to be is to keep Dillian Whyte on the end of his punches, outbox him, embarrass him, frustrate him, and then let the big shots go, systematically break him down. I will say this, and I think a lot of people will agree, if Tyson Fury, for some reason, turns stupid for a second and brings his guard down and gets careless, that is when Dillian Whyte is the most effective, because he just throws hooks and punches when you least expect it. And when he gets hurt, he fights back. So Tyson Fury hurts him and rushes in, you better believe he can be greeted with the big Dillian Whyte right hand or the big left hook that Tyson Fury says can knock out bulls. But that being said, looking forward to the fight tomorrow. I mean, Tyson Fury, 264 pounds, lighter than what he weighed in for Deontay Wilder. And people look at that and say, well, that's still a big man. But if you look at Tyson Fury, aesthetically, he looks more pleasing. The physique is definitely more streamlined than it was for Deontay Wilder. Not sure if he had a nutritionist, but my concern would be the amount of cardio he did, the amount of dieting he did, and the wear and tear on his legs from losing that weight. Extreme weight loss results in loss of punch resistance. It affects your brain, dehydration, and those things. Now, I don't think Tyson Fury is dehydrated, but it can lead to headaches, it can affect your punch resistance, and it can weaken your legs and cause premature fatigue in a person's body. An athlete like Tyson Fury can't afford for that to happen in a fight with Dillian Whyte, who's obviously took this very serious, brought people on his team to help him get prepared, and we're going to see just who ends up standing tall at the end of the fight tomorrow Saturday at Wembley Stadium. That being said, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to all the veterans. I'm super excited about this fight. If you're going to the fight, please be safe. It could get crazy out there. 94 to 98,000 people. That's a lot of damn people. And as always, thanks for everything. Keep safe. I'm in the breeze.